Hi, hello, and welcome to my first ever video. Have you ever gone for days, weeks, months, even years without drawing or doing art? And you want to start drawing again, but you get overwhelmed or even stressed out about it? Or maybe you actually got your sketchbook out, but then whatever is coming out isn't turning out too good? Well, here are my tips on what I do to begin drawing again. Tip number 1. The first thing I do is gather all my materials. My sketchbooks, pencils, brushes, color palettes, you name it. For those doing digital work, open your programs and get your tablets. This sounds silly, but gathering all the materials you own makes you conscious about what you have. And I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes I store things neatly and I forget I even have them. So this is a great step to help me be aware of all the art tools I have. Tip number 2. The second tip is what I like to call the Switchy Swatch page, or the Switchy Swatchy page. You can call it whatever you want. It's just what you'd assume. I swatch all my materials in this page. So take out all your materials and start drawing lines, circles, dots. Take note of line thicknesses and smudge all your pencil swatches. If you have done art before, I'm sure you know the difference between a 2H, a 2B, and a 4B pencil. But that's not the point. The point is to get reacquainted with all your materials. Sometimes we forget that one mechanical pencil was our favorite, or that one brush was the one that allowed you to do all those really cool effects. In this page, I also started experimenting with all my materials. Like, I had this urge to go over all the watercolor pencil swatches with my brush to see the effects it would make. And I really wasn't thinking too much because logically, this should not turn out too well, but it was super fun and satisfying to do. Honestly, the point of these swatchy swatchy page is the fact that, yes, it does seem silly to swatch all your materials, but you are actually using them without the pressure of having to actually create something. It's like an icebreaker, but with your art materials. Tip number 3. My third tip is to choose a cartoon or an anime with a simple design. You could also choose a brand logo or a symbol. What you're going to do is to start breaking it apart into geometrical shapes. Start breaking things down into circles, squares, triangles, ovals, etc. I even make my own blobby shapes up if I can't find an actual shape that corresponds to it. The reason I do this is so I start to practice how to break down subjects into shapes that seem easy to draw. I chose Mickey Mouse from Steamboat Willie here, and honestly, since I haven't drawn in a while, it seemed a bit overwhelming, especially since I had to record myself doing it. But breaking Mickey Mouse into shapes took away the pressure of drawing him. Because I'm not technically drawing Mickey, I'm just drawing circles, ovals, and squares. I also chose Steamboat Willie's Mickey Mouse, which is apt because my first drawing book was a Mickey Mouse book, but I usually love to draw Kirby, Sanrio characters, simple Pokemon and Digimon, and the Powderpuff Girls. I listed some of the characters I like to use below in the description, but I think it's always fun to use characters you loved as a kid. It sort of makes the experience much more fun and playful. So the next step is to connect these shapes. I actually didn't take the proportions too much into consideration, so the drawing is not perfect. But I did want to get to the point where I could connect these shapes to create Mickey Mouse. So make sure you are getting the size of the geometric shapes slightly right. I then lightly erase the drawing and I go over it again, always looking at the reference and trying to get as close as possible to the drawing. Sometimes I do have a hard time with shapes, especially wheels and ovals, in certain perspectives. So I try to draw ovals and circles on the side to warm up and loosen my grip. Tip number 4. Listen. Sometimes I really feel overwhelmed and things aren't turning out well. That's when I take out my tracing paper and start to trace over a drawing. You can also print a sheet of paper with characters and go over it with a color pencil or a color pen. I do this when I feel like I just can't get things right. Sometimes I really can't even get a circle to look decent. And I think this helps me so much to gain confidence and to not put too much pressure on the result. I did it over my already drawn Mickey Mouse in this example, but I usually print Pokemon or other cartoons that are a bit more complex, and I trace over them. One of the things I have to improve is my line art. 9 out of 10 times, my drawings suffer because I place the lines incorrectly. But this exercise has really been helping me out to make more confident lines and strokes. Tip number 5. This isn't necessary, but if you get a new art supply, chances are you might want to try it out. I bought a Winsor & Newton watercolor palette and I decided to swatch the whole thing. I was so excited to use it. And no, you do not have to swatch it using hearts, but I just wanted to make it more fun and cute. Anyway, if you haven't seen your materials for days, weeks, months, etc., they all probably feel very new to you anyway. But I think that sometimes trying out new materials and even different mediums can get you to start doing art again. A year ago, I was on an art rut and I got some alcohol markers. I had never used them before, and to be honest, I really liked them. It made me start doing art again, but then at the same time I realized how much I missed my watercolors. So I jumped back into watercolors and fell in love all over again with the medium. Sometimes even a pencil, a new brush, or a sketchbook is a good way to get yourself excited. I know it's not in everyone's budget, so I will say this. When the Panini hit, and I didn't want to waste my watercolor or mixed media paper sketchbooks, I decided to make use of some computer paper that was lying around the house. And let me tell you, I loved it. It's still my favorite type of paper to draw on. I don't feel pressured to do anything great in it. And if I make mistakes, it's totally fine. And I technically didn't even have to pay for it. No one was using it. Sometimes that ballpoint pen, that unused sketch pad in your kitchen drawer, or that mechanical pencil you used to do algebra with are the best materials. Tip number 6. This may not sound like a tip, but I love to put on a movie or a TV show in the background while I draw. You can also put on some music if you'd like. Just make sure that this is a relaxing moment for you. I actually watched Steamboat Willie for the first time in Disney Plus while I was doing this drawing. And the new Masters of the Universe Season 3 in Netflix as well. Drawing and watching TV is actually one of my favorite things to do. I find that it takes away the pressure of drawing. Because yes, I am drawing, but I'm also splitting my attention in two. I'm invested in drawing, but not so invested that it makes it stressful. Also, movies, TV shows, music, and even audiobooks can spark creativity and inspire you to draw or make art. Well, anyway, I hope this helps. These are just my tips on ways I ease back into drawing and painting. I now have to figure out a way to keep going and not stop doing art. So anyway, good luck with everything and see you soon.